Oh, fucking hell. Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to Hi, my name is Dan. I am talking about Ubisoft again because, of course, I fucking am. Especially after last week when I literally just said last week, we were talking about the Prince of Persia stuff and the layoffs and the upcoming Assassin's Creed and how they delayed that game and how I literally just said last week, maybe this is them learning. Maybe this is them giving them one more chance or another chance to see if they can prove that they can, get their shit in gear and delay in the game. Maybe it's a sign that they're actually thinking, okay, maybe we're going to take all this kind of backlash on board and change our ways and put out statements saying, yeah, we're going to change our ways and blah, blah, blah. Ubisoft announced, or they quietly released a game. Now, they did announce this back in the summer. To zero people giving a shit about it, and that's why it's been super quiet as well, being actually released. There has been no really hardly any marketing on it. There's been a couple of mobile ads and stuff, but they very, very, very quietly released this game. They've released something called Champions Tactics. And of course, Champions Tactics is a full-blown NFT game, according to this report from IGN. It's called Champions Tactics, and it sure looks like something. To give you the gist of it, this is a game where you buy NFT. Well, you can purchase NFT figurines, which are kind of just like your hero champions, basically players you control or things you control, but they are NFTs essentially. They are NFT versions of a player control character or a character used in the game. So it's an NFT game, and they've released it, and they did it quietly because obviously with everything going on, they kind of knew at this rate, I assume, look, we've already made this game, but we're probably not in the best place to kind of shout about it a little bit, but we don't want to cancel it, so we might as well just quietly release it and see what happens. And it's not gone well. No one cares, man. No one gives a shit. They're so fucking out of touch with anything. I mean, at this point, I think they should have just kind of went, you know what, this is probably not going to do us well, just again, PR wise, and we're kind of down on that right now. So I don't know, maybe rethink the strategy with it a little bit, delay this game, and maybe think maybe we shouldn't go NFT, but they've already put money into making it an NFT game, and then they want it to get a release and just see what they can do with it, I guess. And then in a few months' time, it's probably going to shut down anyway, which makes this whole thing fucking bizarre why you would want to get an NFT in this game, because if no one's playing it and you end up spending real world money in it, which is highly likely, as I'm going to explain in a minute, why would you? Why would you do it at all? So they go into a little bit more details here about how this game actually works, and they've put, when you first start the game, you're given some temporary figures to play with, but you'll eventually need to either purchase actual figurines, aka NFTs, from other players using in-game gold or cryptocurrency, great, or craft your own The Forge system, which also requires either in-game currency or crypto. Video games. At the time of this piece, 5 days after launch, the in-game marketplace has figurines for sale ranging from $7 to a whopping $63,000. The game's just been released. These are set prices that they've put into this game that they think people will pay for because we're all a bunch of idiots. And sure, maybe there's going to be someone that buys these things for $63K. If you really, really want to invest in this, go ahead and see what happens in a couple of months' time when no one is really using this fucking, I'm not calling it a game anymore, using this service, this system. And then it gets shut down, and then what happens with all you money. This is a lose-lose situation, everyone. This is just fucking, this is stupid. That said, just because a figurine is listed that much doesn't mean people are paying that much. The highest listed champion currently runs around 25k. Still a lot. And while a handful more costs thousands, the high-end stuff mostly appears to be capping at around about 335. So if you want to get one figurine, realistically, price-wise, it's probably not going to be in the thousands because they tested the waters, let's put it this way. There's like, they've put these prices up and to test the waters, and more likely they're probably going to drop, or whatever the system works, and they're probably going to sell for a couple of hundred because not a lot of people are going to be playing this. Not a lot of people are going to be buying these things. Yes, there'll be a couple of people who will, but probably not the numbers they would have wanted, because again, it's Ubisoft. They probably wanted or expected 1 million people to flock to this game, and I bet you it's barely got like 10,000 people on this game concurrently. It's a free-to-play thing. You can download it off the Ubisoft Uplay account, Uplay store on PC, and etc. etc. So it is a free-to-play game. But as they also noted here, it's a PvP game with no campaign, no PvE beyond the training mode, so free-to-play players will inevitably be at the mercy of willing to engage with the NFT market and spend real money to buy or forge the absolute best champions. A real pay-to-win dilemma. It's a pay-to-win NFT game where whoever has the most money wins, and that's what fucking video games has become now. And that's fucking stupid. It's just a game about wealth. That's it. That's all it is. Sure, there might be some skill involved in the actual game, but really, kind of, it's not about how many hours you put in anymore. It's about how much of your wallet you put in. That's what this game is. It's a load of bullshit. It's the most out-of-touch thing Ubisoft could have done. But am I surprised by it? No. If I were them, I would have, honestly, and it sounds really bad for people who made this game, but considering the amount of times they pulled the plug on things and they've cancelled projects and they've disbanded studios, I would have pulled the plug on this fucking thing. This absolute stupid monstrosity of something that no one fucking wants, something that is the worst time thing to actually put out considering what's happened. Ubisoft, let's give them one more chance, I said last week with Assassin's Creed. You know what? I'm starting to think, nah, let's not. Because this kind of shit proves they don't know, or they still haven't learned anything, clearly. They put out all these statements going like, we understand the gamers and we understand where we're going wrong. And then they end up doing stupid stuff that's like the employees have to come in for 3 days during the work week because that's what's needed to change things around in this company, not the way we handle things or plan things from at the top. No, we're also going to put out a fucking NFT game at the same time when our PR, our stocks, everything is at a real low and everything is still hanging on one game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has been delayed, which is fine, which is a good thing, as I explain that next week. But the reason why I say it was a good thing is because it felt like they were listening to fans and listening to people and listening to the backlash. They haven't. They haven't if they put this out. If they decided, if the whole of Ubisoft thought this was a good idea to put this out right now, then they clearly haven't learned the fucking lesson. I don't have a lot of hope now anymore. I had a little bit of hope, as I said last week, for everything with the company, with the whole delay of Assassin's Creed. I don't have a fucking hope. This company fucking sucks. Ubisoft sucks. It's always sucked. I've said it for years. It's very obvious thing for me to say, I get it, but I sometimes need to remind myself and other people that this company really does fucking suck. They are going to go in the bin.